Hello everyone in Oneness. Thank you so much for watching this video. In Oneness, I'm Jessica Delmar. This video is going to be a video about June's Ascension energy. And I'm going to be posting the audio version of this video on YouTube and the audio and video version on Patreon. So this video, I sat down to try to tap into the energy of June and see what's coming up. And I was told to share a client co-creation session that came through a little while ago. It had brought through galactic energy, and I also pulled a few cards for June, and I don't know how they're connected yet. We're going to see how that unfolds, but I do very strongly feel the connection of what's coming through in the cards with what came through in that client co-creation session for the energy of June. So I'm going to share with you what came through with this client co-creation session. As I was bringing forward the light language for my client, usually I'll feel the energy of the spirit guidance team come forward. And for her, I felt galactic energy, but I couldn't pinpoint it. Although the term Persians came through. And after I finished up that light language, this is what came through. They said, "We are a strong galactic race of humanoids." I asked, "Who are you?" And what came through is, "We are not in your current awareness. We are energy of peace and love. We are called Perseus." I looked up Perseus and I saw that there was a Perseus star constellation. And as I did that, my client's guide said that yes, that was correct. At the same time, the term Pegasus came into my mind, and it came in terms of the Pegasus star constellation. So I thought that maybe Perseus was possibly a planet within the Pegasus star constellation. But what came through was, we are the center of the Perseus star constellation. The Pegasus star constellation comes into your awareness because it is the star constellation that will unveil us, is what came through. So while that was coming through, I had the feeling of astrology or astronomy. And I don't know much about astrology or astronomy, so I'm not sure how the Pegasus and the Perseus star constellations are connected or not, but I'm allowing for that unfolding. What came through was the unfolding of your astrology or astronomy will unveil Perseus knowledge more on your planet. My client has star origins in the Perseus constellation, which is why this information was able to come through. I asked, "Is there a specific planet within the Perseus constellation that you are from?" And what came through was yes, but we are not able to translate our planet name into your human language. We are a humanoid race, a very peaceful race, but are facing, what came through was destruction, just like Earth Gaia. We do not exist in the third dimension, but exist in the 10th dimension. Our planet is shifting much like Gaia. The race of beings on our planet are in turmoil. In the ascension of Earth comes the ascension of the entire universe. We do not fear destruction. Our planet will not be destroyed, but the shifting energies are causing energy of destruction on our planet. And it was at this point where I had this feeling like the English word of destruction to explain what they were explaining. It felt like it was limiting. It felt like maybe that was the only word that they could pull from my vocabulary to explain what they were trying to explain. And as I was feeling and thinking that, what came through was, yes, the English language is not our best suit. They said, by destruction, we mean a sort of turmoil or shifting of energy that is not normal. So that makes sense. The ascension of Gaia is sending out ripples and waves of energy across the entire universe. And from those waves and ripples of energy, all are affected in the universe. We are not directly assisting in the ascension of Earth Gaia, like our brothers and sisters of light on the front lines, but we are here to act as communicators to all on your planet. We hold telepathy and are able to communicate with others of far distance. At this point, we are communicating with few on Earth Gaia. As we are unveiled more through your star constellations, or through the unfolding of your star constellations, I guess, our energy will be able to come in much stronger. And then I felt a sense that in our astrology, or how our planets are directly connected to us in the movement of the star systems, it felt like I had a feeling like their planet was in the shade, if you will, but soon that they would be coming out of that shade and would be able to more clearly and more strongly reach us. It's like what had come through is we will be able to pick up on their signal, like if you were to think on the radio, for example, they would come into range versus right now they're kind of like in between stations. We can't really pick up their signal, but it's going to start coming in stronger and stronger, and we'll be able to pick up their signal, if that makes sense. What came through next is we, the guides of this Perseus planet, offer knowledge of how to center the planet in spite of shifting energies. We offer knowledge of releasing fear despite destruction and chaos happening on your planet, and how to move through the destruction energy with flow and ease and grace. There is nothing to fear, but in your ability to step up past the energy of destruction and embrace the energy of creation, you are able to move with the pipeline of creation rather than the pipeline of destruction. Creation and destruction are the same energy, calling for you to take a side. In choosing a side, you are finding daylight in either old earth or new earth. And I had a vision of a storm, and when the storm clears, you are either in old earth or new earth. What came through is you are in the middle of that storm and must choose sides carefully. You are being filtered into whatever pipeline you choose, destruction or creation. And when you are spit out of that pipeline eventually, you will find yourself in either old earth or new light. What came through next is we are grateful for the opportunity to be picked up in frequency through this message. We are in strong connection with my client and with many others who may resonate with this message. And in this message is it like holds these codes or this energy activation for people to begin to receive this galactic race or this planetary energy through these telepathic messages. So it's like people will begin tuning in a little bit more strongly, embodying this energy and emitting basically the frequency waves from this planet or from this galactic species, however that works. What came through is our frequencies will become stronger and stronger and easier to receive on your planet in time, especially during the times when things on your planet may appear seemingly worse. We are here to offer comfort, joy, inner peace, courage, and strength in the eyes of fear, and are the whispers in your ear of love and energy of creation. then what came through is we are serpent energy, rising energy, kundalini energy, and that kind of connects me now to like their energy is building and building within us as humanity, as a collective. And so we are going to begin receiving their energy a lot stronger over the next, I'm thinking years, but it'll come in more as a telepathic thing, telepathic energy. Maybe I feel it more as like the inner voice of a lot of people, the inner voice that speaks more of comfort, joy, inner peace, courage, and strength as more and more things in our awareness comes out regarding fear or destruction, and will really help us to move and shift our energy based upon our inner thoughts, the inner voice that will help us shift from fear into love or destruction into creation. And then what had come through is that we are the evolving beings of the white-winged collective of 9. They said, you may call us the white energy of creation. We are the bloodline of creation in body. We are incarnated beings having an experience on a dualistic planet, much like Earth, that provides growth, but much like Earth in a higher dimension and higher vibration. We are in our transition process of becoming the white-winged collective of 9 on a higher vibrational level, just as humans on Earth Gaia will become eventually even greater sources of energy for the universe. So I thought that was interesting, where, the white-winged collective of 9 has come through other people. You can find them on YouTube, like Magenta Pixie, and their energy has come through for me before, through clients who also connect to that same energy. And it's it's an energy that very strongly connects to the energy of oneness, which is, much like Abe, a very high vibrational and high frequency energy close to source. And so if you think about a lineage of energy, I want to say, there is an evolving energy to it. So even to reach energy of oneness, you are still kind of moving up the ladder in terms of evolution. So as humans, in our line of evolution, we will also one day in the far future reach that energy of oneness. But in our species, in our evolving species, we will reach it, I want to say, as a race, but it's like it already exists. We've already reached it, because right now in the universe exists everything that ever was, is, and ever will be. And this comes at a perfect time, because I just put out a video from a message from the Arcturians that basically spoke about the same thing, in how the Arcturians are an evolved species of Earth, or of humanity, and what also came through is that everything in the universe is an evolved species of some sort of living being on Earth. And so as you continue, if you get rid of time and space, and that doesn't exist, linear time does not exist, everything that ever was, is, and ever will be exists all at once. And so even though people may be tapping into, for example, this galactic energy that came through, this Perseus energy, they are in a stage of their evolution where one day they will evolve into the white-winged collective of 9 on that oneness scale. So I thought that was interesting, and really helps to open up the mind in terms of understanding and seeing and feeling the no time, no space vortex, and the bending of space and time, and how you can literally tap into every point of creation that ever is, was, and ever will be. So I thought that this message was absolutely perfect during this exact time that we're in. And so I'm thankful that this came into my awareness to share for June's energy, because actually just yesterday was May 28th, And I'm here in Kansas City, Missouri, and there was this huge tornado warning. The sirens were going off. It was like a huge storm, and it felt like it could have been very, very destructive energy. And when I tapped into it, it was like I had the feeling, and I felt called to sort of switch that destructive energy into creation energy. And it's very much being talked about in the same way with this message that came through with this Perseus energy, and how they're telling us that, things, especially with Earth Gaia and the shifting energies and all of the lower vibrational energies that are coming to the surface to be released, weather patterns are very much helping in the releasing of that energy all around the planet. And so, yes, we may be experiencing more destructive energy, but the message from these Perseus guides are saying that creation and destruction exist within, they are two sides of the same coin, and you have the opportunity to choose a side. In the midst of destruction, you can still choose creation. You can still choose to focus on creation and understanding the greater purpose of destruction, or even shifting the energy of that destruction into creation. And I thought that was so, I don't want to say appropriate, but so in alignment with the energies that are happening right now. And this opens me up into June. And what's coming through for June? Well, let me first start off with May. May was all about, I'm seeing now, it was all about relaxing into the ease, the flow, the rhythm of Gaia, as well as the rhythm of the entire universe. Relaxing, allowing, and finding your place, standing firm in knowing who you truly are as an extension of Source itself, having a physical experience. But not only that, as Source itself, experiencing and creating for your greater expansion on a non-physical soul level. And now I'm seeing, with the opening of June energies, very much shifting into those creation energies. It's almost like, I want to say May was kind of the calm before the storm, but please know that whenever I speak about destruction and creation, it's not speaking about any sort of destruction in the place of fear. It is simply being brought through in terms of understanding how destruction and creation open up, and how it's playing its roles into our journey into New Earth 5D. So the cards that came through for June, very much we have the creation card coming through. So a lot of creation energy opening up for June. But remember, again, the creation and destruction energy are two sides of the same coin. You choose what you want to focus on. And tying back into the message being presented from the Perseus guides, it's like they are asking us and telling us to choose creation. And the first card that had come through was the forgiveness card. So the energy of forgiveness opening up in June, a lot of that lower vibrational energy being released through compassion and forgiveness. And it also ties me into the message that was brought forward from the Perseus guides, because it allows us to understand this no time, no space concept, and how it's like when you are able to understand how past, present, future, and beyond are all existing all at once, you have a little bit more compassion for yourself, compassion for other people, in understanding how your journey is so much greater than here in this physical aspect. You are so much greater. You are extensions all the way out into the universe. And when you see yourself as a little bit more bigger, rather than this small little pinpoint thing, it softens your energy a little bit more and allows you to further flow into that greater rhythm, greater heartbeat of the entire universe, and understanding how everything is working together. All the moving parts are working together for the greater machine to work. And so this month of June is going to be very much about letting go of a lot of things that no longer serve you, and in the greater aspect of things don't really matter as much. And then another card that came through was the Goddess of Earth card. So strengthening and really opening up that power of Gaia again. This is connecting me it's about connecting us more to Gaia in this whole other level, in this whole other sense, in the way that we perceive Gaia. So Gaia becomes more than just the planet that we live on. Us in our ascension journeys, June, through forgiveness and through our ability to choose creation, will begin to see and view and perceive Gaia in a whole different light. This also connects me back to that message from the Arcturians, and how what had come through in that video is how Gaia is basically the seed and has seeded life within the entire universe. Everything that exists in the universe is in some sort of evolved point from us being here right now on Gaia, having this experience. So the Arcturians were saying they are an evolved species of Earth itself as well. And because Earth is able to have so many different life forms on her, eventually down the line, when Earth comes to the point of her extinction, her death, everything on her will have reached a point where it can no longer exist on her. It's like birds flying away from the nest. And at that point, everything that had existed upon her will begin to go out into the universe and create new galaxies, new planets, new life forms, and seed the entire universe. And so we're very much beginning to open up our minds a little bit more in this space of no time, no place, in the space of past, present, future, and beyond, all existing all at once. Everything that ever was, is, and ever will be, all existing all at once. And this helps us to kind of have all of these different perceptions in our now moment and be able to connect so much more strongly to other beings, other galactic beings, other frequencies and vibrations that exist. Even if they may exist in the future or the past, it's like, again, everything is existing in the now moment when you're able to connect to that now moment. And so June is very much about connecting further into your now moment so that you're releasing things that no longer serve you through forgiveness and compassion. In your now moment, being able to connect more with Earth Gaia in a whole new way, in a greater and stronger way, through your attention to creation, even though there may be some destructive forces and energies starting to ramp up on the planet to help clear and cleanse the lower vibrational energy. Make sure you're focusing on creation energy, that side of the coin of that divine feminine, creation and destruction. And most of all, June is asking us to move even further into surrender. Especially surrender is connecting me more to the message that came through the Perseus guides regarding destruction and creation, and how, yes, there may be some destructive energies coming up, ramping up within the next few years, but as long as you are able to kind of move into that flow and that ease and grace that was presented here in May, and now opening up to the energy of surrender, that, everything's happening for a reason. There is a greater plan. There is a greater purpose. I am always in the right place at the right time. I am focusing on creation and creative energies and birthing New Earth 5D. I'm focusing on higher vibrational things that take me into what had come through with the Perseus guides, is flowing with that pipeline of creation versus the pipeline of destruction. So we're being presented with right now is June. What's being open for me right now is we are kind of at the entrance door to choosing two paths, because yes, the energy of destruction and creation is going to start ramping up, because the birthing of New Earth 5D is going to take a lot of energy and a lot of clearing of energy, which comes through those strong weather patterns and many other things. Also, in terms of releasing a lot of those lower vibrational energies from the collective, it'll come up in a lot of other forms as well, playing out in our collective through many different avenues. And so we are here standing at the door. We are faced with two options, and you can choose the pipeline of destruction to focus on, or the pipeline of creation to focus on. And the guides right now are very much asking us to choose the pipeline of creation and begin building and focusing on creation and high vibrational things and what we want versus what we do not want. Even when things in our awareness is being presented to us in ways of where we do not want, it allows us the opportunity to shift from the energy of what we do not want into what we do want, because with that energy of contrast, knowing strongly what you do not want opens even more strongly things that you do want. So even though there are two avenues, two pipelines being opened for us to choose at this moment, you still have the opportunity to hop on over as you're moving even further along whatever pipeline you choose. And so it's asking us to be a little bit more conscious as we're moving through the pipelines. And whenever we find ourselves a little bit, leaning towards the other side, the destructive side, it brings into our awareness and our consciousness to then move back forward or move back over to the creation side. But regardless, June is going to be a very powerful month in terms of many people. I had spoken in a past video about, I'll put a link below, it was another client co-creation session speaking about people being pushed into their now moment timeline, which is the 5D timeline, or the lower vibrational 3D timeline. And so the month of June, what's being presented to me right now is a very strong month of people choosing the pipeline that they want to move with, the energy of creation or destruction. And with that, they are also being pushed even further into the timeline, either the 5D now moment timeline of creation or the 3D timeline of destruction. So again, choose wisely, be conscious, allow yourself to very much be aware in your now moment so that you're making those conscious decisions to choose creation over and over and over again. And that's what needed to come through for June's Ascension energy video. And we'll see how these energies further present themselves and unfold throughout this month of June. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have an amazing month of June, and I'll see you in the next video. Together with you in oneness, I am Jessica Delmar. Oneness and love be with you.